So I've been thinking recently about the Seder and about what we do with the Seder. I'm trying to come up with material for rants, and I'm thinking, with the Seder, one thing that we do very often is weird things so the children will ask. We do something strange like wash our hands before we eat vegetables. We don't do that during the rest of the year. And the reason is so the children will ask. So, that's it's a little bit off. It's a little bizarre. We don't really do that on other holidays. Other holidays, we do what we're supposed to do. There's a reason for everything. If we're reading Megillah, there's a reason for it. If we're lighting candles, there's a reason for it. It's not just so the children will ask. So, we don't on Hanukkah, we don't stick our face in the fire, so the children will ask, and then they'll be more interested, and they'll say, Abba, why are you burning yourself? And we'll say, oh, because there was a great battle. We had no oil, and it was a miracle that we found some oil and that we won the battle. The miracle of Hanukkah. We don't need to do that for Hanukkah. It's a little bit out of place, I think, for Pesach. For instance, I mentioned the washing your hands for karpas. I mean, this is just something that's bizarre. We don't wash our hands for vegetables. Most people in shul, most people in the community don't wash their hands when they go to the bathroom. I hate to talk about the bathroom again, because I mentioned in another rant, and I don't want to be double dipping. I don't want to be a potty mouth specifically. I don't want to get in trouble. But when I'm washing my hands in the bathroom, and I personally do wash my hands. I'm washing my hands, and then you hear the door open, you look over, you see someone coming out, and they walk right out the door. And you're like wondering, you miss the sink here. You kind of, there's this washing station you might not be aware of, but it's here to use so that way other people, it's that way you're clean in shul and clean everywhere. But, they do have the alibi sink, of course. And the alibi sink is the sink that's outside the shul, outside the bathroom. Right when you walk out, there's another sink with a washing cup in it. And it's supposed to be, I guess, the Frummy sink, but in reality, it's the alibi sink. When the shul was made and designed, as Frum Jewish people, we're always very concerned with how people are feeling. We don't want to have people insulted. So even the people who don't wash their hands when they go to the bathroom, we don't want them to be called out. We don't want them to be obvious. So we create this alibi sink so that way they walked right by you through the bathroom, but maybe they used the alibi sink. You don't know. And of course, if you're outside the bathroom and you see somebody coming out of the bathroom, you don't know if they wash their hands inside the bathroom. So if they don't use the alibi sink, it doesn't really prove anything. So it's hard to know if people are washing their hands. We have the alibi sink. Either way, we don't even wash our hands when we go to the bathroom. That's what I was talking about. But we do wash our hands during karpas at the Seder. And why? Because it's that you want the children to ask about it, so they'll be engaged, so they'll be interested. Otherwise they'll be out playing the Nintendo DS. And nowadays, kids are very sophisticated. They've got a million things going on. They're not interested in the Seder, so you have to bring it something really interesting, something really exciting. So our idea, I guess, back 1,000 years ago, whenever karpas was instated, or washing our hands before karpas, is, to wash our hands, and that way the kids will stay interested because they're dozing off a little. So, maybe my advice would be to do it in the middle of Magid, maybe, because that's when I personally am starting to, to lose it a little, and, I skip half of Magid anyways, but that's a different story. But, in any case, I'm thinking that when I'm older, I'm running my own Seder, and I'm in charge, I'm not sure that the washing the hands in front of karpas is how I'm going to do it, personally. I have a plan, and I'll share it with you, so that way maybe you can do it if you are in that situation, if you're in the parsha already, if you're in that parsha. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sitting there in the middle of Magid, and my boy's going to be nodding off, and I'm gonna just sit there, and I'll be like this, and my son's going to suddenly be staring at me, like, what's going on? And he's going to be, Tati, Tati! My son's, of course, going to call me Tati. Tati, Tati! Why are you hitting yourself across the face? And I'll turn to him and say, I was hoping you'd ask, actually. It's because we were slaves in Egypt, and now we are free.